Yo, what's going on, people? What's going on? First and foremost, like always, this is all praises be to the Most High. This pilgrims in the earth. Yeah, man. Hanging in there, man. Hanging in there. Uh, yeah. Just because y'all don't see me before you, don't mean it don't mean I done trip and fell into the world or I'm getting discouraged. But I got my own life. I got a lot going on. I homeschool my children, working from home, and everything else that come in with that. Um, I pretty much been I've been in my zone of transition, um, transitioning as far as physically, spiritually, and just trying to stay focused, man. Um, it's not that I've lost my creative space. Actually, I'm in the most creative space that I've ever been, probably in all my life. Um, but I want to make sure because before I was putting out so much content back to back to back, but I want to make sure what I do put out, let's say if it's one video, I want to make sure it sticks. So I want to be able to put out quality content. Um, yeah, and also I'm finding myself not wanting to be so accessible anymore. You know, not only physically, but even to be before, like I used to be on social media so much. I mean, posting, 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 trying to inspire other people. Uh, but I found myself deactivating my pages. Trying to stay away from social media because I felt like it's coming to a time right now that you can't be so accessible to people, especially people that's not for your, not for your good. Um, because it becomes a repetitive thing and people take for granted your energy. You know what I'm saying? We going through a shift right now. We going through a major shift. Um, if you don't know, then you don't know. If you can't tell, then you probably getting sucked in with it. But anyway, yeah, we going through a shift. Matter of fact, I uh I got me a new Bible. I ordered this. My mom's brought this from the States. Brought that in from the States. But yeah, man, I ain't had one of these boys, a new 1611, in probably over 5, 6, 7 years. But yeah, man. Um, and a lot of people, and I know I'm jumping, so follow me. Um, if you've been following me, I used to talk about America and where I'm at, giving my testimony and all that. Um, I never promoted where I'm at as the place that you have to get to. But I've always spoke on what scripture say, what the Most High say, flee, come out of certain places. And that's true. But some people might say, because I know it's people like, with the what's going on or what they think is going on, they might say, oh, well, what's going on where you at? You know what I'm saying? Look like you caught up in a situation. Because I've been, so many people been trying to check in on me to see if I'm good. And I'm like, man, we straight. We straight. You know, we signed up for this, man. You know, um, and we going into a shift where this is about to happen everywhere around the world. You don't see all the protests and and things going on around the world. You know what I'm saying? This is worldwide. This is international. But guess what? It's a reason why I chose to be where I'm at for a reason. And I'm gonna be moving, you know. When I tell you I'm going through a transition, you know, you will see, because I'm not going to be so accessible to everybody and everything for a reason. The Most High put it on my heart and my spirit what to do, when to do it, and when not to do it. Because, you know, you gotta move wise as a serpent out here. You gotta move sharp as a serpent. You gotta move different, man. Like I say, we going through a shift, and when I get situated where I'm at, I will break things down. But right now, I got an important message for people, and that is there's a shift going on in the world. Um, Not only do you see, the exposure of government corruption, uh, you know, government corruption, you know, all these things going on around the world, celebrities being exposed, governments being exposed, even on a smaller level, friendships. It's like, who can you trust nowadays? I think the Most High is putting the spirit in a world of, removing the veil, uh, showing what things really are. He's breaking the matrix or the delusion of everything. Um, that's what kept the world going on the way it was going on for so long, was the delusion. Um, but I think we're in a great time of an awakening, and you see a lot of people rising up against the evil. Um, and that's what it ultimately is a fight between good and evil. But like I say, you're gonna see it on smaller levels. Like nowadays, you can't even just be around anybody. And just speaking for myself, I come in and out to kind of to try to see what's going on and check the energy of things, but nothing is genuine no more. I mean, nothing is genuine. You might, you might think like, dang, I wanna pull up on my old friends or my old people, and you pull up, and it's just, you can feel that there's a sense of resentment. There's a sense of envy. There's a sense of uh, I don't know, man. It seemed like, let's say, when you've been away for so long, and then you come back around to certain environments or familiar environments, it's like the Most High has raised your discernment level to where you can feel all this evil, you know, and I don't know, the Most High have separated me to the point where, I'm kind of like just moving careful, so um, that's why I definitely believe we're in that shift right now. I did a video maybe 8 months ago, the calm before the storm. I think it was about 8 months ago, the calm before the storm. And so many people think we're going to stay in that calm. So many people think we're going to stay in that calm forever. Like as if the Most High just sitting back, for our comfortability. Or I'm going to hold the destruction. Or I'm going to hold the wrath for the judgment. Which is you're sadly mistaken. People, I think it's going to happen, but it's going to be 10 years. It's probably going to be after I retire, or it's probably going to be after I stack my money up and probably decide to get up out of wherever I'm at, or try or decide to repent. It don't work like that, man. It don't work like that, unfortunately. If it did work like that, the Most High would never come, because we will always be stuck in what we want to be stuck in. Um, this wrath that's coming is for the wicked. It's for the wicked. Now, Of course, none of us identifies ourselves as wicked, but what you do every day, the time that you put in, what you discipline yourself to, that's who you are. That's what you is. That's the contractual agreement of the God that you serve. A lot of us, we punch in and we punch out with righteousness. You know what I'm saying? We want to be hot, cold, hot, cold. We want to be lukewarm. You know, we want to be lukewarm. But Christ is spewing people out, man. Christ is spitting people out left and right, and people are being exposed for who they really are. Um, but yeah, man, it's really not a place that will save you, because wherever you go, you taking you with you. You taking them spirits with you. But best believe, traveling is about to change. Traveling is about to change. Um, I know because I'm tapped in. I talk to people daily. I know people who travel all the time. My mom, she came to visit me. I'm talking about airlines is not the same anymore. And I knew that it was going to change because you've been hearing about all these planes crashing this year, right? I said, you know what? Something is changing. There's a shift happening. You know, Not only do you have war going on, um, or talks of wars, rumors of wars, but eventually those wars is going to crack off. Not only do you have that going on, you have false flags, you have civil wars, you have, man, all these things going on, all these volcanoes erupting is a sign of the end. And like the scriptures tell you, a man shall desire to go in one city and won't be able to. Because guess what? We about to go through 2019 again on steroids. And it might not go back to normal. The normal that we think, what we think is, we never went right back to that, did we? Everything is just spiraling into one direction. And people are going to fear out their mind. When they can't move, they will fear and they will panic and they will grab. When somebody drowning, you try to help them, they just grab you and they just drown. They'll drown you and them out of fear. And the people that's going to be in fear are the people that did not prepare. They didn't prepare because they was living their life, enjoying themselves, marrying and giving into marriage. But as soon as that storm came in, they trying to break in the door that you built over the years. They wanted to borrow your oil out of your lamp. But nah, we've been telling y'all for so many years. I ain't never changed it up. The message been the same. The environment might have been different. The congregation might have been different. The circles might have been different. But my message ain't changed. Because I know what I signed up for. I know exactly what I signed up for. And it's to death do us part. When I say death do us part, I'm sticking with the Most High, because I understand what death is. I understand what life is. I understand who has the key to everlasting life. And I know what I'm working towards. Everybody, I got to get my money up. I got to get my money up. You better be trying to build your spirit up, because money ain't going to be able to save you through this. Money ain't going to be able to save you through this. I did a video. What was the last one that I did? Fallen Stars, Lucifer's Curse. basically showing like, man, the success of this world ain't what you think it is. It's not. The money ain't what you think it is. People, it's still people that still have in their mind, one day they're gonna be successful, one day they're gonna be rich. Imagine the most wickedest time in the world. The most wickedest, I mean, you can look and see evil all around you. And you still want parts. You should be able to say, okay, I don't want to be a part of this. So I'm either choose, you know, the creator of good. Because there's obviously a God of evil. Um, but that's where we come in. The people that have knowledge, the people that has been blessed with the understanding that the Most High gave us, right? We supposed to be teaching them these times. But guess what? When that storm coming in, the Most High always had them move out the way. You know, um, I found myself like Jonah on that boat many times where I had to get tossed off. You know what I'm saying? Trying to avoid you know, my path. But yeah, man, this is what we here for. This is definitely what we're here for. The Most High is breaking the delusion, the matrix, um, and he's exposing everything for what it really is. And I suggest people get where they gonna go while you still have a chance. Not out of fear, not out of fear, but because traveling is gonna change. Well, you might say, well, what am I gonna do for it? What am I gonna do for this? Hey, the Bible never came with a you know, if this happened to do this, if this happened to do this, do this. That's the whole point. It's called faith. If you don't have it, then hey, it ain't for you. When I first left America, I didn't know what I was gonna do for money. I had I had certain ideas, you know, but I was really operating on faith. You know, I was really operating on faith. Um, I probably had about a good few $1,000s. You know, a few thousand, maybe. So we had four people. I probably was looking at a good maybe 12,000. You know, but when you talking about a family of four and you moving out of a whole country, you know, at that time, I was just so ready to experience something beyond America, and it wasn't a failure going back to America. It actually prepared me uh, a lot to what I would have to face leaving again. And if you don't know, I had left twice. You know, until the final time. I've been away for a few years now, almost 3 years now. But I had went back twice, and I didn't plan on doing it, but that's the way it works. You know, I had to learn. But I can say the Most High has built my faith through that process. You know, I was so scared of going broke outside of the country. Soon as I would go broke, I would go right back, go right back. But then when I finally said, you know what, I don't care this time. You know, when I go broke, we just gonna have to push through it. You know, that's when the Most High really showed itself. And I had to really discipline myself because I was getting discouraged. I was getting distracted. Um, I had to really tap in and remember what I was doing this for. Because I had lost my way for a while. And sometimes that's what Satan do, man. When you lose your way, what are you going to do is all those pleasures that you used to long for, or be weak to, that's when they all come up. But it tell you a wise man fall what? 7 times. You know, the wicked stay their own. The wicked gonna stay there. You know, so many of our forefathers been taken by their pleasures. I'm actually reading Kings, you know, reading Kings, Samuel, Kings, Chronicles, all the fall of a lot of the kings, man. And a lot of them failed to, bad decisions, man. Gods they were serving, you know, decisions that they made. And it ain't no time to be playing, man. Ain't no time to be playing because we don't got time. If you pay attention, the time is going. I'm talking about just talking to y'all. I planned on getting this out the way and getting online and doing what I got to do for the day. But time is flying right now. So, yeah, man. But like I said, this is an important message. Understand that traveling is about to change. And understand that all wicked is connected in some kind of way. All wickedness is connected. So there's people, false prophets. There's false prophets that's going to want to keep you still, and they're going to use the right opportunity to keep you still. They're going to see certain events going on in the world. See, that's why that's why you got to stay still. You got to stay still. You stay here, you know, but follow the Most High, man. Follow that spirit that you know what to do. A lot of people know what to do, but they stuck in what's comfortable. They stuck in what's comfortable. The Most High don't want us comfortable, man. Because the moment we get comfortable, we get to doing what we was doing in the wilderness, complaining. Or getting caught up in, when Moses was up in the mountain and they told Aaron to make him a god. We always get caught up in that when we get comfortable. That's why we always on our toes. But yeah, man, you about to see a lot of death, man. You about to see a lot of death because people think the Most High, people gonna be thinking that the Most High is prolonging his judgment. All this wickedness going on, it can't be a God. Oh, you said Christ was gonna come. Why would all this stuff be going on? It's gonna get worse and worse. And most people need to get taken out the way, man. A lot of us be seeing wickedness happen. Like, how does the Most High allow these people to still do this? Or how does the Most High raise the sun on the wicked and the just at the same time? Best believe it's about to happen, man. Don't worry. Just stay patient and stay righteous, man. But yeah, man, this is an important message. Like I said, there's a shift going on. We're going into the eye of the storm. This is Pilgrims in the Earth. Stay prayed up, stay focused, stay prayed up, have faith, and we out, man.